Hey guys, and welcome to this video on Black Moon Lilith in astrology. I'm Cassandra, the Saffron Sage, helping you use astrology to evolve, and in this video we're talking about Black Moon Lilith. The Black Moon Lilith, we'll talk about what the point is, we will talk about the mythology, and then we'll go through what it means for the sign that you have Black Moon Lilith in your natal chart. So Black Moon Lilith is not a planet, it's not an asteroid, it is a point in space. It's called a lunar apogee, and it is the distance from the Earth to the furthest point on the moon's orbit. So the moon travels around the Earth in an elliptical orbit. It's not a perfect circle. So there is a point that ends up being further away from the Earth on that circle. And so Black Moon Lilith is that point in space. There is the Black Moon Lilith, and there's also the true Black Moon. So if you really want to get technical, you can look at both of these and see which one you feel resonates. But for the purposes of this video, just simply clicking Lilith in the chart on other objects in astro.com and seeing where it shows up in your chart, that is enough to get value out of these videos. So that being said, let's move on to the myth of Lilith. So Lilith was the true first lady before Eve even existed. Lilith was the first lady, and she was in the Garden of Eden with Adam. And one of the stories I read says they were both created from the dust of the earth. And there are many different myths that talk about Lilith. There's not just one, so these differ. But the gist of the story is that she wanted to be on top. Adam said, "No, you'll submit to me," and she would not submit. And because she would not submit, she got kicked out. Some people say she left, some people say she got kicked out, but the sort of overarching theme here is that she was not accepted just for having the same desires that Adam had. I think it's so fascinating that this story isn't even told. And so again, here the myths differ, but they all kind of basically curse her in some way or another. One that I read said that her children would be cursed to die if she didn't come back to Adam. So we see the themes in this story of, the masculine need for power and control and the feminine need to be wild and free, and how those don't match up. So what does this mean in the natal chart? Lilith has, in my opinion, two meanings. Okay, so one meaning is that Lilith can be the shadow. So this can be an area of life where you tend to overdo it. You have maybe too much of this energy, or the way that you express the energy wherever your Lilith is in your chart is like the shadow side of that sign, the negative side, the overindulgence. It can be where you feel like there's never enough. The second meaning of wherever your Lilith is the thing that people don't let you express, the thing that people get upset at you for expressing. And this may or may not be the energy of your sun, moon, or rising, depending on where Lilith is in your chart. But oftentimes you can actually be embodying this energy in a normal, regular way, and people will not accept you for living that out, even if it's balanced. And so it takes a little bit of self-knowledge, like true self-knowledge, true soul searching, to really be able to kind of parse out the difference with Lilith between where you possibly could be overindulging, where you could be, never satisfied, versus where you are naturally embodying that energy in a balanced and healthy way, but it somehow rubs other people the wrong way, just like Lilith in that story where she wasn't really doing anything wrong. She just said no once. And that was enough to get her cast out of basically society and demonized for the rest of her life. So this is the story in our own lives where we have those sort of archetypes, those themes play out, even if they're not as extreme, right? So we might not be cast out of society, but people around us might not approve for certain things. And, that has ripples and layers of effects. So let's now get into what Lilith means in your sign. If you have Lilith in the sign of Aries in your natal chart in astrology, then you may find, there's two ways this can show up. One is the shadow side, and two is the part where people don't accept you expressing this energy. So the shadow side of Aries is going to be being like in survival mode, being too impulsive, because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. They want to be first. They want to get after it. They want to be in motion, in the sense of like moving toward a goal. Aries wants to make their mark on the world. They're ruled by Mars. There's sort of a fiery, feisty, almost aggressive side to this sign of like, I'm going to do what I want. And, you know, not even just like I'm going to do what I want, but just unrestrained, you know, not holding back. So if you have your Lilith here, the shadow side can be being too impulsive. It can be being a little too forceful with, especially when it comes to relationships with other people. You might be very driven, very ambitious. There are leadership skills that go along with Aries, but it's like this taken too far can actually be too much. So too much of pushing people. So again, the shadow side can be like wanting to dominate a little too much, always wanting to be first, always wanting to make sure you get to say what you have to say before other people. Lilith and Aries can also be a little too confronting for people. And then you can also look to the house to see, you know, where this lies, what area of life this is most likely to show up for you. And also, let's talk about the part of, you know, other people not accepting you when you express this energy. So what this can look like. And keep in mind that with everything in astrology, what I'm talking about, because this is general, it's on a spectrum. So it's up to you to see where you land on this spectrum of extremes, right? Your Lilith could be just a little small influence on you, or it could be a big one. So if people are not accepting you expressing Aries energy, this is going to look like someone telling you you can't be in charge. This would be someone not letting you take the lead in your own life. This would be people in your life perhaps who have told you you can't do what you want to do. This would be people who see you doing what you want to do, see you out in the world, making your mark on the world, going for it like someone would with true Aries energy. And they're like, you can't do that. You're being selfish. Or, you know, they react with a more, maybe they have values that say that you have to give things up for people. So anytime you're not sacrificing for someone, someone might point it out and be like, you didn't let that person go first. Or things like this can happen if you're experiencing the, you know, that negative side of people not accepting you in this energy. So the thing about that is there's two ways to respond to it. The first way is to say, oh, people, you know, people don't like this, so I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to take charge because it upsets people. And the second way is to do it anyway, find that healthy balance for yourself, and know that, you know, sometimes people just are going to be upset about that. And if you want to book a private reading, there's the link in the description to do so. And I will see you guys in the next video.